The last time I made a video about this here fella, the video was suppressed. It got almost no viewership, and I was kind of surprised, and I think it has to do with his name. Now, for those that are watching the video, you can clearly see who this is, and for those that are listening, let's just say that his name rhymes with Rami Tobinson. That's probably going to do me in anyway. I always want to preface these videos by saying that I'm not a big fan of him. I don't care too much. But there was an issue where he published a fake video. I called him out for it. He made fun of me. So it is what it is. I don't agree with his opinions, but I do agree that the suppression of him and, you know, locking him in prison and everything he's been going through is nightmarish and terrifying. For those of you that follow my content, you know that the UK is a nightmarish hellscape. But the story here today is less about how the UK has gone nuts, like confiscating spoons, and more about how YouTube is actually going to let his campaign account stay up, and Buzzfeed is upset about it. The story from Buzzfeed News: there's a new channel, I'm skipping his name, on YouTube that bypasses restrictions on his main account. YouTube are a complete disgrace, Labor Chair of the Home Affairs Committee, Yvette Cooper, told Buzzfeed News. Here's what I think I can do. His first name is Tommy, and now I will say some words to separate it, and his last name is Robinson. Because YouTube actually scans what you say and uses that to weigh or impact your channel. Yes, I made a video and used his name. It got no views. I changed it from his name to conservative personality, or I don't even know if that's fair to say. I just put a right-wing personality, and then all of a sudden views came back. So I wouldn't be surprised, considering his entire channel was put in a limited state, restricted mode. A new channel was created that documents his campaign. He's running for MEP. Now, BuzzFeed is upset. The writer, Mark D. Stefano, tweeted, "Update, YouTube has gone on record about the new channel. It won't be taking action against the activist's campaign team posting on his behalf. Good little loophole for far-right activists has opened up," and responded with Keanu Reeves making a shrug. And he says this: "Worth revisiting Home Affairs Select Committee Yvette Cooper's statement in the story, YouTube are a complete disgrace." Now, while, you know, Mark didn't come out and, you know, he dances around the issue, but this is the thing that these journalists do. Clearly, we see he's got a framing of the narrative that it's a bad thing, that YouTube won't ban him again. In my opinion, they shouldn't have banned him in the first place. He didn't break any rules. But there you go. Let's actually take a look at this story. They say the activist is asking for donations and support for his European election campaign on a new YouTube channel that bypasses sweeping restrictions the platform placed on his main channel video last month. Let's stop there. Let me say something, okay? Someone else runs the account, okay? Not Tommy. Other people interview him. It's not Tommy. Should that be restricted? Well, then you have to realize what you're saying is YouTube should be able to take down any journalism they don't like. The challenge is, if someone else is producing content, then can you really take it down? Where do we draw the line? Do I have a right to talk about someone else exclusively? When do you determine whether or not you've talked about someone too much? So the only thing YouTube can really do is say, look, it's someone else talking about this guy. There you go. The new channel, called Vote Tommy MEP for Northwest England, was launched 2 weeks ago, just a few weeks after the video platform introduced measures to restrict the visibility of his main channel by removing it from search results and preventing it from live streaming. When approached about the new channel, YouTube declined to comment on the record, but BuzzFeed News understands that the company believes it doesn't breach its guidelines. Yvette Cooper said it was a disgrace. We read that part. On a day when when governments across the world are pledging action against the far right, YouTube are exposed once again for promoting, you know, yada yada yada. Okay, here's the thing. Who would you trust to be your censor? That's the big question. They clearly don't like this individual and his opinions, but his opinions aren't illegal. In the UK, he's allowed to have them. They're trying to jail him for other things. They seriously are trying to lock this guy up. And he's just got bad opinions. He's allowed to. But man, the UK, they don't have free speech. They confiscate spoons. They have repeatedly claimed to us that they put restrictions on channel like this, but it's clearly a joke if the restrictions are this easy to get around. Have you ever watched his content? He might not like, you know, Islam, but he's certainly not one of these fringe weirdo channels doing fringe weirdo things. Tommy tries, he's very careful in what he talks about. And that's one of the biggest challenges they have with smearing him. People like Tommy know full well they can't cross certain lines. They can't, but that's also assuming he even has opinions that would cross the line and get him banned in the first place. This is what I try telling people on the left. The censorship is a bad idea. Okay? I'm not trying to say this to accuse Tommy of holding any specific opinions, but the point is, if you say certain people have bad opinions and aren't allowed to speak, they just dress up their opinions in a fancier way. They put on a suit and tie, and they get rid of the weirdos. Then the censorship gets wielded against you. Because, I was going to do a video on it, but I decided not to because it happens so much. Right now, there's a bunch of people on Twitter freaking out because right-wing groups, including, the Proud Boys, are allegedly targeting left-wing accounts and reporting them to get them banned, using their own rules against them. What do you think happens when you implement rules? The people you don't like will just say, okay, we'll play by those rules, and so must you. And they get banned. So it's crazy because if this guy Mark is really upset about this, would he be upset then if someone took down Buzzfeed because Buzzfeed talked about the wrong person? I get it. There are loopholes, but you can't get rid of loopholes. The story says the new channel's main page and each video page includes a disclaimer. The account is not run by the particular individual, but that Tommy has been distributing the videos on his TR News website and to his Telegram channel. On several occasions in recent days, TR News has featured YouTube videos on his channel. The channel also carries multiple links to his main campaign website. Yep, that's too bad. Shortly before this article was published, and after BuzzFeed News approached YouTube for comment, another line was added to the channel's main page. This account is operated by the campaign to elect Tommy as MEP for Northwest England. Now, here's what's really interesting. Twitter took down his campaign account and Sargon's. This is actually really scary. And another thing, too, is Stripe, the payment processor, took down Tommy's Stripe account, but it is going to be restored, I believe, just in a bit. So here's what's worrisome. This is it. This is the corporations, the massive, and for the UK, foreign corporations, determining who should or should not be allowed access to platforms that they need to get elected, including finance and speech. Now, sorry, UK, Twitter is based in San Francisco, so I don't know what to tell you. But is that not alarming to citizens of the UK that Twitter, Stripe, payment processors that dominate the internet even for foreign countries are going to pick and choose who can or can't be running? Fascinating, isn't it? What do you think happens then? This is cultural imperialism. That American tech companies can decide, you know what? We're going to let you have a revolution. Egypt, remember the Arab Spring? Yeah, no problem. Revolution's for you. Why? It served America's interests. Maybe not so much Egypt, because I'm pretty sure Mubarak was in the pocket of the United States. But you have these other countries. They absolutely loved what happened, especially in Syria. What did Hillary Clinton say about Libya? So when it comes to a revolution in your country, and we don't like your leadership, of course Facebook and these other platforms are going to help out. Look at Venezuela. Twitter's removing a bunch of pro-Venezuela, pro-Maduro accounts. Yup. This is America, pushing its influence. I don't want to say America as a government, but it's massive corporations deciding we're going to favor particular interests. Shouldn't that be worrisome to people in the UK, like this dude Mark DiStefano? He doesn't care that Twitter can decide his politicians shouldn't be allowed to win, because it will come. Do you think that you're, I don't know his politics, but for the socialist types, you think the government's going to support you? No, you're the outliers. They want their neoliberal imperialism. They don't get it. They say, unlike his main channel, which features YouTube's warnings, the limited state, at the start of each video and doesn't feature in recommendation or searches, the new channel has all the regular YouTube features enabled. They're so upset about this. Videos showed up in search and can be recommended to users, while the channel can also live stream, one of the most effective ways Robinson was able to gain more than 300,000 subscribers. And what about Vice? Should Vice be taken down and banned? Because Vice routinely platforms these same people. Where do you draw the line? Is it a bannable offense if BuzzFeed does an interview with Tommy? I guess so. Yeah, they don't believe in platforming. They say the ease with which the new channel has got round YouTube's restrictions illustrates how U.S. tech platforms are struggling to come up with policies on the hoof that deal with UK personalities posting on their platforms during the EU election campaign. The dude's literally running for MEP. He's posting on their platforms because he's running. It's nightmarish, the opinions these platforms hold. They say last week YouTube demonetized UKIP candidate Carl Benjamin after he made comments about Jess Phillips, all out of context. Buzzfeed is just trash. I'm just going to wrap this one up. They say, there's an update. Friday, YouTube released a statement which said the company wouldn't be taking action against the new channel. Balancing freedom of expression with our priority of ensuring that YouTube remains a safe environment for community is not always straightforward. That's why we've applied tougher treatment to his channel in keeping with our policies on borderline content. The third-party run Vote Tommy for North West of England channel shares information about an official political candidate running for public office. We'll take swift action should content on the channel violate our policies. Welcome to the future. Massive. I mean, it's basically like all of the greatest fears of the left, but they're not talking about it. And this is why I feel like I'm in a weird Wall-E world of nonsense. On my main channel, I did a test for the moral foundations, and I'm almost entirely care, fairness, and liberty. But liberty is very strong with me. I guess these people don't care about liberty. They care. It's weird. It's like they're care harm authority. They want the machine to oppress anyone who wants to speak up. What a weird world. I don't even know, man. I'll leave it here. I got another segment coming up in a few seconds for you listening. But for those of you on YouTube, it'll be up shortly in 6:30. I'll see you then.